teach your little man?
In rhythm.
so that we may step into the future with confidence. Give us dreams of what we ourselves might be, rising above our doubts and fears, to attain the liberty and splendor of your sons and daughters. Give us visions of what our nation might become, cleansed of all greed and selfishness, a just society where color, creed, and station no longer divide people from each other, but all are united in the common good and all are humble in their brotherhood. Help us to go to the world with insight, wisdom, and understanding for the problems of politics, commerce, labor, unemployment, hunger, insecurity, and insularity. Let us not be wild and foolish, unaware of reality, but make us free and bold, unfettered by the facts of then or now, as we live today to create new realities for the future. As we prepare to worship you in a spirit of humble thanksgiving for your power at work in us, we ask God's Holy Spirit to come down on each one of us this day to strengthen us, gladden us, and lead us to Jesus Christ, who is the way, the truth, and the life. We make these our prayers through the same Christ our Lord. Amen.
Commencement. The big day.
Parents, after 18 years, the time has come. Graduates, I don't know how you feel, but to me, standing in this great stadium, I feel very awed and very pleased when I think back to 1936 to the achievements of one person in particular, Jesse Owens. It makes me very proud to be an American. Many, many times we have heard a person horn phrase, "She is a woman of the world." And yet, it is seldom indeed that we have the opportunity to see a person to whom that phrase is appropriate in a literal sense. But today we have the pleasure of seeing and listening to a woman to whom that description does apply, both figuratively and literally. Ambassador Ridgway, a career diplomat, arrived in Berlin as ambassador to the German Democratic Republic in January of 1983. She served previously as ambassador to Finland from 1977 to 1980. Oslo, Norway, Nassau in the Bahamas, and Helsinki, Finland. She also has served extensively in the Department of State dealing with the topics of NATO, political affairs, Latin American policy.
Honored guests, members of the class of 1984, teachers, parents, just plain friends. It's a very real pleasure to be with you today, to have the chance in the middle of a busy, confused, and often too serious world to celebrate a happy moment and to join in the applause for achievement. Neither student, teacher, nor parent, I am as susceptible as the next person to pomp and circumstance, to smiling faces, to smiling eyes, the warm reflections of family pride, and even the touch of tears of farewells yet to be said. I suspect that everyone enjoys being in on such a happy moment. You have every right to be proud of your achievement. Enjoy it, bask in it. Today, in fact, we'll even let you be a little smug, and perhaps parents, are your contentment and pride any less than that of the graduates we honor today? I doubt it. And of teachers and administrative staff, I might ask the same, and I'm confident the answer would be the same. Another group of students, all individuals, but together making up the class of '84, has made it safely through the shoals of developmental states, educational experiments, and the assorted crises without which young people would not be young people. And for all of us together, on this happy day, we celebrate our American society and the chances it offers all of us to hope and to dream, to choose, to decide, to create, and to grow for all of the days of our lives. There is much that makes this ceremony today like all of the others being held for America's class of '84. There is much, however, that makes it quite unlike any others. Unless a particularly imaginative classmate of those sitting here today figures out a way to keep track of you as you and your families disperse to parts of the globe. and another particularly successful classmate, or perhaps the same one, ends up owning an airline that offers special rates for the occasion, the class of '84 of the Berlin American High School is not likely to be together again. No homecomings, no class reunions. But is this any price at all to pay for the unique experience the class of '84 has had living in Berlin? A nation of people to keep their freedom. Is it any price to pay for having been part of keeping a commitment to free people everywhere? And how many graduation ceremonies are unfolding today across America in such an historic setting? This week we observed with pride and solemnity the 40th anniversary of the Allied landings at Normandy, the beginning of the thrust from the West to liberate and imprison Europe. President Reagan on the occasion spoke of our century's struggle between the forces of freedom and totalitarianism. One of its chapters was written here in this very stadium, and written in a large symbolism that has never been forgotten. The preparation of these marvelous facilities for the 1936 Olympic Games was flawless. Its purpose was to prove the superiority of a race and the glorious destiny of fascism. But it didn't work out that way. A group of young Americans, a team without a color line, a team without a favored religion, a team without political objectives, brought row after row of the spectators who sat here to their feet with their skill, their success, and their spirit. And one black American, Jesse Owens, stands
See
job. The students planned this, and they did most of the coordinating themselves. I think it's a feather in their caps, and I think that it makes me very proud of them. To the Army for the tremendous support that they have given us. Personally, to Colonel Alexander and Captain Ryan, you did a magnificent job, and as long as we have people like you around, I can sit back and take the credit while you do the work. I think the board here is going to be, the names will be flashed on the board. The British, of course, by giving us this, or loaning us, allowing us to use this magnificent facility. Lastly, to the class sponsors. They have done this for several years now, and they know how to plan an event. And I'm talking about Mr. Whelan and Mrs. Tebergen. Thank you very much. General Suttiff, and by the way, Major General Suttiff, on behalf of DARDS, the faculty members of Berlin American High School, I'd like to certify that these graduates sitting before you have met all of the standards, and they deserve their diplomas.
Erin Marie Rezick. Jessica Lynn Giacalone. Christiane Diana Moss. Kelly Jean Meister. Janice C. Diego. Kimberly Denise Green. Carolyn A. Woe. April Lee Hill. Susan Krista Walsh. Carrie Lee Lastra. Anya Byer. Andrea Beth Dedman. Laurie K. Larson. Sherry Lynn Curtis. Angela J. Taylor. Andrea F. DeBerry. Jennifer Linda Waldrop.
Ronald Gast. Christopher John Addington. Greg A. Cohen. Mota Sahara Cato. Joe Rivera. Chris Eichner.
How's that?
Stephen John Narman. Richard David Boreal. George Prince Moffett Jr. Frederick Bernard Carbon. Ernest Bernard Mitchell. James Bohannon Hunter. Peter Gerard Murphy. Stephen Ray MacDonald.
Peggy Alice Van Gorder. Veronica A. Thomas. Deborah A. Outland. Sharon Ann Jennings. Rebecca Day Lisbelt. Jeanette Juris. Jacqueline Valerie Bailey. Cindy S. Menscher. Amy Jane Robinson. Linda Sue Reed. Sue Ellen Raymer. Denise Sandra Cornfield. Patricia Marie Fossage. June Alexander. Rosemary Hanson. Marnie Brooks.
All right, Marty!
Robin K. Murphy. Kimberly Jo Berg. Krista Ann Gibson. Amy Elizabeth Royden.
Sean Thomas Toner. Stephen I. Nussel. Scott Edward McAllister. Edward Brian Cobbler. Richard Selwyn St. John. Mark Joseph Britton. Richard Dean Donaldson. Alan Wayne Robinson. Thomas D. Neitzer. Thomas Moore. Alfred H. Goose. Brian Lee Harmon. Wayne Elwood Hammerstead. Try. Michael James Spineski. Bruce Thomas Sullivan. David M. Sullivan, Jr. Michael David Beach. Al Dunham. Marcus C. Fischler. Michael Jordan Menkel.
Class of 1984, I'd like to take this opportunity to extend our thanks to the people that helped make this a memorable occasion. Thanks to Ambassador Ridgway, to General Sutter, to Chaplain Buffington and Father Hoffman, to Dr. Jack and the faculty of Berlin American High School. And special thanks to Mr. Whelan, Mrs. Tiebergen, for all the hard work they put into this year. And last, but most important, our special thanks to our parents for all their understanding and love that they've given us for these long 12 years. Thank you.
Fellow classmates, parents, faculty, and other friends, I would like to leave some parting thoughts with you on this graduation day. My classmates in my years in high school have come to an end, and I would like to share some feelings and pass on some advice which I hope the class of 1984 and perhaps others will find useful in the future. High school is an extraordinary experience. Young minds are exposed to the wisdom of others. Seeds of knowledge are sown to grow in young adults. Who can describe the thrill of grasping an abstract concept in calculus, or of being able to explain a previously baffling science phenomenon, or of at last comprehending the logic behind a computer program? I realize that at times, students may wonder what bearing a class will have on their life. Many subjects seem to have no relation to the, quote, real world, unquote. For example, a course on English literature. How could that help a person planning a business career? Well, suppose this person was called upon to give a speech or lecture. A quote or a passage remembered from a literary work might come in handy. Or on a business lunch, a potential client may offhandedly inquire as to this person's opinion on an English author. An intelligent reply based on what was learned on this English literature course would impress the potential client. Knowledge of any sort is much preferable to ignorance. Knowledge can never be a burden, only an asset. Though wisdom is the primary product of a high school education, it is not the only one. Maturity and social ability are others. One could conceivably learn just as much at home by books, computers, or tutoring if there were no schools, but how would that affect a person's emotional growth? School provides a meeting place for peers, activities for constructive time use, such as sports, clubs, and student government, and also a place to learn about people. Social interaction is an experience of paramount importance. An ability to relate to others and make friends can carry one for life. And high school is a place where one can obtain, polish, and refine this ability. A social environment is necessary for emotional and mental stimulation. Because we students are in Berlin, Germany, a city in Europe, we have gained a cosmopolitan outlook on life. Living in a foreign country has exposed us to a different language, culture, and style of living. It has also made us more aware of politics and world events in general. Into four sectors, American, British, French, and Soviet, might be a question on the exam for some students in America, but for us, it is a fact of life. Berlin has offered us many opportunities and experiences such as these. Now, a final note to my fellow graduates. High school has supplied us with a solid background and the potential for success. Let's not waste it. We must work for success if we hope to obtain it. The two ingredients necessary for achievement are head work and hard work. They go together, for neither can do the job alone. The importance of head work can never be underestimated. Jobs in every field of endeavor are being offered to those whose education and/or knowledge qualifies them for the opportunity, nowhere without its twin hard work. One complements the other. The potential for head work means little in a lazy individual, for sheer brilliance can be self-defeating when it has contempt for work. And it might be added that hard work often fails its goal when head work is not used. Put the two together, head work and hard work, and there is no limit to what may be achieved. So, class of 1984, let us strive for our dreams and they can be realized. Education has opened up many doors for us, and now we are free to walk through them. Thank you.
My counselor, my mentor, and my friend. At this time, I'd like to call Major General Sudeth Ford, who is departing Berlin. He's going to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, to present him his diploma.
Benediction. Help us to remember that you are also our Father and everlasting friend. At this commencement season, we commit to you the most precious treasure of our community and homes, these young men and women of the 1984 graduating class of Berlin American High School. With them, we bring to you our heartfelt thanks for the hopes and aspirations, the labors and sacrifices of their families, for the high expectations and devoted efforts of their teachers, and for the continued support and abiding confidence of their friends and community. Keep these young persons in your strength. Temper by your grace the stern realities of life which they must face, and equip them to meet life triumphant. May they be more than conquerors in every situation which they face. Make this occasion this afternoon the commencement into the larger school of life under your love and providence. May this be the first of a series of unending graduations into ever higher experiences of wonder. For this is our prayer in your holy and precious name. Oh.